Hi everyone. So I decided to base my big question essay off of how when you're watching a movie, you can usually anticipate the kind of music that's going to occur behind a character or behind a certain scene. As we watch movies, you can usually tell that during a sad scene, there's going to be a sad song, slow tempo, quieter instruments. During happier scenes, it's usually going to be louder, more instruments, a high tempo. Um, in some instances, as we've seen throughout our class and watching different kinds of movies, this isn't always the case, and there are some exceptions where the music doesn't match a character or the scene that's occurring. So I re-examined three of the movies that we watched: The Hunger Games, Harry Potter, and Lolita, in order to find more specifically where the difference lies between the character and their music and how it's not what is expected if you're watching any other kind of movie. So, in the Hunger Games, we have the heroine character. When you think about a heroine character, you think of a fast tempo, a strong beat to represent the strong and powerful female character. Um, and there's usually the instruments that would usually show this would be brass or percussion. Usually trumpets and drums would show strength and determination in a song. So Katniss Everdeen is the protagonist of the Hunger Games. The music that plays during her scenes is the complete opposite. Even during her most heroinistic scenes, there's no music playing at all. It's very quiet. The music that plays during Katniss's heroine moments aren't as grand. There's usually a major harmony, but a very level tempo, nothing too fast, nothing too slow. There's brass and percussion instruments to represent her, but it really doesn't match how you would expect a typical heroine to be portrayed. Um, so next we have Professor Dolores Umbridge in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. She is the villainous character in this movie. When you think of a villainous character, you think of dark and sad music. If they have a song with lyrics, it's usually sad and meaning. And the timbre is usually low pitched with brass and string instruments. But in Professor Umbridge's case, it is the complete opposite. Her leitmotif um, is very suspicious sounding, but it's very upbeat, high tempo. Strings and woodwind instruments are very prevalent, and it really doesn't match what she's doing. She's doing some negative things in the movie, but her music is the complete opposite. It's very exciting and cute almost. So last we have Lolita, and in Lolita, there's one specific song or leitmotif or transition piece that represents certain parts of the movie, and the song is something that I would expect to come from the 60s, very like poppy and monophonic. Um, there's one melodic line with multiple singers and instruments. It's a very dynamic song, and it has a happy, upbeat tempo with long notes. It adds a very innocent mood to the movie, when in reality, Lolita is a young girl who is being abused by an older gentleman who's living in her house. This music does not match the expectations from such a dark underlying plot, and that's what makes it different. So in conclusion, it's clear that all these contradicting music themes were used for a purpose. It makes the viewer second guess the motives of these respective characters, and how it makes the movie interesting. It almost makes the viewer think like, are their actions okay, or are they still bad? But the music is what makes everyone second guess. So Professor Umbridge, Katniss, and Lolita are all viewed in different lights than how they should be because of their leitmotifs or their music.